BBC introducing
the best new and unsigned music.
BBC Radio Sheffield.
Now, they last played back here in 2009. Their Sheffield Arena debut in front of 13,000 fans. I kicked off by asking Mr. Turner if he was looking forward to being back in front of hometown fans.
Very much so. I think I'm very excited. We just got up here today. Look, it's all very exciting, checking out like the sort of site and that.
Good to be back in Sheffield.
Always, mate.
Fantastic.
Always, Christian.
Just want to talk quickly about your lyrics. They're without doubt one of the main attributes to the success of the band. Where did they come from, Alex?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, well, thank you first. I think I'm glad you like them. Like,
oh yeah, that's fantastic.
But I think we've done 4 records now. Hopefully I'm sort of getting somewhere by now. I don't know what to say about that.
Well, Ryan asked on BBC Introducing Sheffield Facebook, how do you like to write the songs? Are they words first and music second, or are they the other way around?
They're all different, I suppose. They each have their own sort of process. I suppose it kind of it differs, especially with some songs. Yeah, it'll be come from like a riff or a drum part or something that the band come up with, and I'll sort of put words to it, and sometimes they're kind of written, I suppose, more traditionally, like on an acoustic guitar. A lot of this new album were written like that, just sort of me sitting on the acoustic, like kind of, yeah. I'm sort of inspired to write a song by something we've all been playing together, or other times I'll take a song into the practice room, sort of thing. But yeah, even when I do that, everybody's then becomes involved and has to go through like that sort of mill of everybody else, if you like. I think that's what then gives it its sort of identity, I suppose.
This is another one from one of our listeners. Murray's asked, what or who made you want to take up playing the guitar?
What? Yeah, I think my dad kind of just brought me one that he learnt from sort of where he works, and I don't know, there's something about guitars, I think, as a thing. You kind of do just want to like pick them up. Even people who don't know how to play guitar kind of always want to pick them up, like the sort of shape of them and everything. It's really quite like attractive, isn't it, I think. And I think it was just about that, and around then, I suppose, once you do that, you start to become familiar with people that have done it in the past and done it well, like, I don't know, like your sort of Hendrix and that, and then you see what what someone with a guitar is sort of capable of, and then that kind of, sets you off then, aren't you? You kind of, you're sucked in.
Is your music, would you say your music's affected by your location? Like, are songs written in Sheffield different from those written in LA?
I think absolutely, yeah. Your environment is bound to sort of seep into what you're writing in one way or another. But it's not always easy to kind of trace back, like, how that environment's influenced it, if you know what I mean. Like, I suppose with our first album, it was written here, like in my bedroom or something, and it's kind of pretty, detailed descriptions of what was going on around me in that environment at that time. But since then, I think it's got a little bit more confusing. But yeah, no doubt about it. Like the place you're in, or even like down to, regardless of the sort of what city you're in, I think even the sort of room you're in, or the, like I don't know, I've written some. I'm trying to sort of close it down and figure out what the sort of optimum environment is, but I've not quite got there yet. I know that I'm not very good on balconies, though. That's I've written some dreadful things on balconies.
So the new album, on the subject of LA, it's where the new album was obviously recorded. It's recently been reported that "Suck It and See Love," the album title, censored in some American stores. Do you think that kind of reflects the reception you've received over in America, or has it been mostly positive?
It's been mostly positive, yeah. We just got back from the other day, and we've had a great reaction to like the new songs and the title. From a lot of people, I think they're kind of, it's not that big a deal really, but I just think, it's just that thing, like any sort of colloquialism it kind of means one thing to you, and you can see why they kind of might take that to mean something rude, but
Well, there's an obvious hark back to your first album in some of the tracks on Suck It and See, but how do you personally feel that this album compares to the previous three?
I think it's got like an element of all of them in there, and if I don't know, there's something about it that feels like we sort of reached this point now. It seems like a bit of a sort of milestone for us in a way, or something, if I can be allowed to sort of say that about myself. but it's sort of not in like a, you know, arrogant kind of way, but I mean, it's just like there's something that I think it really represents sort of where we're at, like musically right now, you know.
Yeah, kind of natural progression for yourselves, really. Yeah,
totally. Yeah, and like it's, you know, it's got, like I say, elements of all the other three, and like the sort of sense of humour that first record had. I think has been in all the subsequent records, really, but I think probably more directly in this one.
Yeah.
Lyrically, and in some of the guitar solos, I think they're like the funniest parts on there.
Well, you've got some local acts playing with you at the Ball. So Tom on Facebook and Paul on Twitter, they both asked if you still keep up with all the new music in Sheffield, and if so, do you have any particular favourites?
I try to, you know, whenever and like, you know, the lads will sort of tell us what's going on when they're back, and so, you know, we've got a lot of friends up here, obviously.
Yeah.
And so yeah, try and kind of keep. And we got Mabel Love playing, and Dead Sons, who are some friends of ours, and I sort of caught Mabel Love a couple of months back. Last time we were up here rehearsing out of that place by the old ice rink on Queen's Road, whatever.
Yeah.
Like the sort of working men's club place from there, really good. Anyway, but yeah, it was a good show. Yeah, no, so I'm excited to have them on there, definitely.
Do you still feel a connection with the scene that spawned you, or I suppose to a certain extent the scene that you kind of spawned way back when? Do you still feel the connection to it?
I don't know. I don't know if it ever really like felt like that. You know what I mean? It was more kind of. I mean, I suppose that it just depends how you look at it, but yeah, I always feel a connection to this town. Obviously, it's like it's kind of it's home, and it's always gonna be.
Part number 1 of the Alex Turner interview there. Stay tuned to hear the second part of that interview later on in the show, where you can find out what Alex has to say about the ever-changing local music scene, how he copes with the pressure of being in one of the world's biggest bands, and what his favourite Arctic Monkeys song is. All that and more coming up later on in the show.